Hi, hello, it's Pip here, queenpipcards.com. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Today we are talking backgrounds. We're talking about big, bold background papers and what you can do with them to show them off to the best advantage in your cards. So here are two from the new Perennial Essence paper pack. It's a massive paper pack and it comes with these beautiful watercoloured, almost Monet looking flowers in big 12 by 12 sheets, and it can be a little bit daunting sometimes to work out what to do with these papers, so I thought I would do a couple of cards. They're really quick and easy, but as you can see they show off the papers, but they also don't allow it to dominate and take away from anything else that's on the card. So these are going to be two very quick and simple cards, but I thought, you know, if you love the papers but sometimes you're afraid to chop it up, this is what you can do if you just take the plunge and go for it. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is this one. It uses a very simple thick whisper white background, and it uses the stamp set from Daisy Lane because I thought the flower in Daisy Lane, this image here, looked very much like the flowers that were showing in the papers. So that's how I decided my stamp matching, and sometimes you'll find a stamp in the stamp set that goes along with the papers and sometimes you won't. So in this instance I thought that Daisy Lane actually goes with it better than the papers that come, you know, in the Perennial Essence suite. So we have Blushing Bride, which again isn't actually one of the colours, it's Petal Pink, but I think Blushing Bride works just as well. And I like the fact that you can mix and match colours with the papers in the suite and still get a good result. So here you can see how big this piece of paper, you know, this is only a small portion of it, and on the other side it's got these beautiful purple peonies, which I'll do in another card at some point. But you know, you can imagine that as a massive sheet. It can be quite daunting to decide what to do with it. So as my friend Kylie from Australia says, love it, chop it. So chop it up and show it some love. Okay, so we're just going to do that. We're going to glue this piece, hiding the beautiful peonies. And they are beautiful, and you could use them with this stamp or a different stamp in different colours and they would look gorgeous. But I wanted to use the daisies and do something a bit brighter. Then before you attach that, you're going to need to pop some ribbon down, and again I've chosen ribbon that's not in the suite. I don't actually think it's got any ribbon in this suite. Just trying to think, but I use the ribbon that's from the Bird Ballad suite because it's this beautiful, and again it's petal pink. I know it's not the right pink, but whereas sometimes it's nice to have exact coordination, sometimes it's nice to have something that's just a tone lighter or just a little bit different, so you make it stand out a little bit more, and that's basically what I was doing here. So I think that's a bit low. We might need to lift that up a bit. And that's what I did here. I decided let's go with the petal pink, even though it's not exactly the same colour and not exactly a match. We'll go with the petal pink because it's close, but it's not trying to be Blushing Bride. It's definitely a different colour, and so it doesn't matter so much. Does that make sense? Made sense in my head anyway. So you don't, sometimes coordination is wonderful, and I love coordination, you know I do. But sometimes you can get away with it being slightly different as well. That's kind of all I was saying there. In a roundabout sort of way, you know me, I kind of waffle on about all these things. Okay, so that's that. Now we come down to stamping, and I have pre-die cut, because you don't need to see a wibbly wobbly die cutting going on somewhere here. I've lost it. Where have I put it? Oh, here it is. What is it about die cuts? You cut them out, you put them on your desk, they were there a minute ago, and then suddenly they disappear off into the ether. It happens to all of us. You all know what I mean. Okay, so then I'm going to take my Blushing Bride and my beautiful Daisy Lane flower and just pop it on the side. It's a circle, so it doesn't really matter which way round you go, because you can always turn it to make it the side. But I don't know, I stamp to the side anyway. And then we're going to take the Mossy Meadow, and this is a happy birthday actually from New Wonders. this one, but I'm going to change it up for this card and just put the thank you on instead. So this one's happy birthday, but I do a lot of thank you. I do a lot of birthday cards as well because I send birthday cards out to my team and my customers and my friends. But I also do a lot of thank yous, and plus it's nice to see something different. So here we're just going to pop the thank you up. It's going to need to be a little bit more that way. There we go. See, that looks all right, doesn't it? And then we can come in with a blend. So this is what we're doing. This is the Dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm just using this on top of the Blushing Bride just to give this flower its centre. Okay, and it will blend in with the colours a little bit, and it might even make them merge a little bit, but that's okay. I'm just going to add a little bit, sort of splaying out around the edges, because that's how daisies are, aren't they? They're not exactly perfect in the middle. Okay, so that's that. And then we need a starburst. So we're just going to punch a starburst from this cardstock. And this is Daffodil Delight again, so that we've got that coordination going on. See, now I am going for the coordination. But as I say, it works in both ways. And then we'll glue this down, and then we'll use dimensionals to pop it up onto the card. And I've realised I'm at the end of my dimensionals and I didn't grab myself a new packet. So we'll just use up all the bits, which I hope you all do at home, because that's what they're there for. So I'll show you how I do that. So here's my bits, my end bits. You know, you always get left with these bits. Don't throw these away. These are good. And I know I'm cheap, but it's not being cheap. It's just, you know, you wouldn't want to waste all this stuff. It's great sticky stuff. You just chop them up and then use them exactly the same way as you would dimensionals. Because that's what they are at the end of the day. They're just bits of dimensional that got left behind in the design process because they're not hexagonal. So they're not as good, but, you know, they still work. So this is how I use them up. So I'll go round, and then what do I do? You know me, no soggy middles. We'll stick a big one in the middle there like that. There we go. So this is pretty much done. We just need to put some bling, because we always have a bit of bling. Okay, so we'll pop that on there. Make sure the words are straight, if not anything else. Pretty good. And then we are going to use the Noble Peacock. I mean, I'm really spreading it from all the different sweets here, but it, you know, it works. So now we can add a nice pink one of these just to the end of there, I think. One there. No, I don't like that there now. I think we might have to add it to the other side. There we go. We'll add it just a bit under there like that. That looks a bit better. Right, there we go. So there you have it. Very quickly, one happy birthday, one thank you. Simple as, okay? And although the paper is different in each, this has got more daisies, this has got less daisies, it still looks pretty. And you could make, from one sheet of cards, paper, you could make 6 of these, okay? And you get 2 sheets in a pack, so you could make 12 thank you cards, that simply. Okay, moving on, our next card, again, uses the papers in the pack. This time we are using this stamp set, Beautiful Friendship. Okay, so last time we used New Wonder, which is a host set, but you could use any of Small Wording, and Daisy Lane, okay? Or you could buy a host set, it's very simple. So you just have to reach 150 in orders, and then you can choose your host set. However, this one, Beautiful Friendship, is not a host set. This is a normal set, so you can purchase this. And we've done a lot recently with the bigger flowers, so I thought we'd use the smaller flowers today. And then we are going to use birthdays again. See, another birthday message here coming. And we're using this paper this time. So this paper cuts and you get left with some gaps. And on the back is this, again, beautiful, like watercolour, almost brushy kind of effect. You know, just like it's been dropped onto watercolour paper with water. It's just beautiful. But we're going to use flowers. And again, these are big, they're bold. You know, you wouldn't necessarily know what to do with them, which way up to use them, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, this one could go any way up, but I think it goes that way because the flowers are going that way. So here I've chosen one where it's all roses and we're covering some up. Here we're doing it this way, and I thought I would show you what I would do if the gap is in a different position. So if the gap here is over here, then I would turn this card round and I would put this sentiment here. Do you see what I mean? So you're left with more of the roses. So it's the same card, you've just flipped the layout over to this side, okay? On this one, where it's all a bit more mergy and you're not quite sure where it is, I'd put it up here. So you're hiding that piece, which is a bit of a strange gap. Pop it up here and then have it going with the roses going this way. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I just wanted to show you that when you chop a piece of paper up and you're left with gaps, don't panic about it, just find a new way or a new layout for your design. So we will now stamp these, and I do need my foam pad for this since it's photopolymer. So I've already cut these out with the rectangle layering framelits, and they're the ones that they're about the third one in, I think. So it's not the two smallest, it's third one and fourth one in. And we're going to just stamp the roses and the sentiment. And the colours I've chosen for this are the ones that match the cardstock and the paper. So this time I am going with the colours that are in the actual designer series paper pack. Work out what you're trying to say, Pip. And I'm using Blushing Bride again because I could. So this one isn't what is in the paper pack, but hey, you know, let's mix it up. We're going to just pop the roses down there, like that. Take the Pretty Peacock. And this one, I'm going to keep this one as a birthday because it's such a nice sentiment. Birthdays are the best days. Put that down there. I can't actually see whether that's straight or not because I'm looking at it sideways, but we'll work with it. Oh yeah, that's not bad. And then we will do the fussy cutting. Yes, I said fussy cutting. I know I know you don't like it, but actually all my ladies did this. This is one of our class cards that we did the other week, and I said it's not that difficult. And when they got going, they went, "Oh yeah, it's not that bad, is it?" So it's just one rose. There we go. And the rose is fairly easy to cut round. So because it's basically just a big circle. So we're going to cut around like this, and then we're going to come in here and then out round the bottom of it. See, I'm not even having to speed this bit up because it's so quick. Around the top, around the sides, around the bottom, and then finish off there. There we go. So that's our rose now done. And then I thought I would add this beautiful ribbon. And again, I don't know which set this is from, but it's really beautiful. It's called the Gathered Ribbon. Actually, this might be from the Perennials. I'll have to have a look. And this is it's Rococo Rose, but it's Rococo Rose with gold. So it's really very pretty. And I'm just going to chop that off roughly about there. I might need to put some twirly bits on. So this I wrapped around this piece of card here. Okay, just about 2/3 the way down. And I stuck that down with some snail because it's going to be hidden behind the front panel. So you can be, you know, fairly okay with wrapping a piece around there. Sort of in there, and then turn it over, and I did the same on the other side. And this is going on the back, so it doesn't matter how far over you go with that. If you miss a bit, doesn't matter. There we go. Oops, it's not very straight. There we go. That's better. So then we're going to place this on top, and I use dimensionals again for this. So we'll get our bits back out again. Is this the one I've chopped up? No. There's the one I've chopped up. Here we go. Right, here we go. So we'll put these at the edges. So you see how you can use these, you know, just as you do the other ones, and they're brilliant for just filling in where you'd normally put dimensionals. And I am going straight over where that end is, that ribbon is. I know that that is going to cause it to probably bulk up a little bit, but I don't mind. So we'll just pop this on and then go from there. The only problem is you have a bit more bits to take off than if you did it with real dimensionals. Right, okay, so pop that over the top. Just make sure it's lined up with its edges. There we go. And now it's all about putting the card together and positioning that paper to the best effect. And then we'll just add the rose on top for a final finishing flourish. See how quick and easy these are. What are we up to? 15 minutes for 2 cards, which I know some people will go, oh, that's loads. But I've been chatting and, you know, talking in between. So, and this one I cut down to, I'll give you the sizes for these. So this one I've chopped down as if it was to make it the first layer of the card. Okay, so this one is 10 centimeters by 14.4. And then on the other card, the Blushing Bride was the 10 centimeters by 14.4, and the paper was 9.5 by 13.9. And obviously for you lovely ladies in America, or gents in America, you will need to make your own decision in terms of your sizing. Okay, so I've left that long because I wanted to see how much room I would have and how long it needed to be. So that's fine. Now you can just chop that off as you wish. I'm probably going to do them about the same length. There we go. And then I'm going to glue that one flat. I know it won't be perfectly flat, but it'll be close enough. Ribbon makes it so it has a slight bulge in it, but that's okay. Alright, and you can hang on to the ribbon as you position it, which is always handy. It's good to have something to hang on to. There we go. And see, that's now covered up that piece that was just a bit funny, but it's still left us all these lovely roses around the side. And now we can just pop this on, give it a bit of a, I actually curl it downwards and then put a small piece of this on. Right, we'll just do 2 of these in the centre like that. And then when that goes on there, it's got a little bit of curving going onto it. There we are. So that's how I cope with large coloured pieces of DSP. And I hope that's given you a bit more confidence now, so that you can just, you know, whiz out, get your papers, chop them up, love them, use them. There's no point having them and then just leaving them in your stash. I know it's lovely to have a whole set of papers. They all look lovely, and you know, you can look at them, stroke them, feel them, smell them, sniff them, do whatever you want to do with them, and that's great if that's what you want to do with it. However, you know, I prefer to actually get the cards out, get them made, give them life, and get them sent to people because that's what we want to do with our cards. You know, we want to share the love and send them out. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Come back again soon. I've got more stuff for you to watch coming up very soon. Details are in the description below, and you can find lots more about me on my blog. Thanks ever so much for watching. You take care now. Bye bye.